the recording has started. So yes, this is the last meeting that we have planned before IETF 107. And at this point, we have to decide if we want to have more meetings or if we don't think that we need to. So the end of January now, IETF 107 is of March or second half of March. So that would be 1.5 months without meetings.
I think it would make sense to continue actually at the current pace.
I think so too. I think it would be a good idea to schedule the meetings.
Yeah, I think like the participation is not very high, which is a bit of a shame. But if this helps to keep the work going and making the point on where we are, even if we don't have too much participation, it's good to just authors and whoever wants to participate and chairs who can be there. So yeah, okay. So I will go ahead and schedule meetings. Let's see. So that would be. I don't think I can do 4 in 2 weeks because I will have to request it now, if I'm not wrong. Okay.
You can do that.
Yeah, okay. Let's see. I will ask then for the 12th of February and the 26th.
Yeah, those that would work for me, while, for instance, the 19th would not work for me.
19 would not work. So if we do 12 and 26th of February, and then we can see if we need the 11th of March. Yeah, that's 2 weeks before.
That's kind of the post-mortem after the internet draft submission cutoff. So
yeah, maybe that's not needed. You're right. Okay,
actually,
so I will just request.
I was just going to suggest it's a very good time.
I think so. Okay. I thought maybe with the submission, people will be busy with that rather than.
I think time, because I think it's time to finalize agenda for the IETF face-to-face.
Oh yeah, that's true.
And in particular, to prioritize open issues that are present by then, a month and a half from now.
That my hope is that by then we won't have any open issue and we'll be either having a second working group last call or we'll be close to done with the second working group last call. But yeah, let's schedule these 3 additional interims and then we can see.
Yes.
Perfect.
So what would be the timing for a second working group last call? Let's talk about that for a moment. The draft deadline is on the 9th.
Wait, let me write this down in the meantime, otherwise I'm gonna forget. More interims. Okay. Working group plus call timing. Yes. I need to check. So Monday the 9th is the internet draft submission cutoff.
Yeah, and we probably need 2.5 weeks from the working group last call start. So that would be February 19th.
What do you need? What do you mean we need 2.5 weeks?
Well, the working class call will take some time, and the processing
Oh, yeah.
of any
Of course. I
input
was
will take some time.
okay. I don't know how much do you think we will not make it with the working group last call, or with one update that we can do working group last call on before submission cutoff?
I didn't get that.
Sorry, let me pause a little bit. So you don't think we will make it with a version that we can do working group last call on before submission cutoff?
I was proposing February 19th. I should have been a little bit more.
Okay. I was looking at submission
Sorry.
cutoff. That's why. Okay.
Sorry about that. On
No,
March
no.
19th, I'm already going to be in a plane.
Right. Me too. So you are suggesting 19 to start a working last call
Yes.
February, and then of course we need 2 weeks for the working
Do
last
we?
call.
Maybe
that-
that's best for a document that's supposed to get a standard to be doing this by the book. But then second working class calls don't always have to be 2 weeks.
Okay. Yeah.
I leave that to the chairs to decide.
I would give it 2 weeks. Because anyway, that would be 19 to. Okay, 1 week would bring us to the interim. That's what you're saying.
That's not really what I was suggesting, but yeah, I don't know. I just want to raise the possibility that a second working class call doesn't always need to be 2 weeks.
Mm-hmm. Well, I think we need to consider the amount of changes from the first one.
Yes. And there's lots of really useful editorial input, which means that the amount of text that is changing is actually non-trivial. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, but if we need to, if we're going to err, I prefer to err on the side of giving more time than less time, kind of.
Right.
At that point, we don't like it. If we do start a working class call the 19th, we're not gonna be in a. So that would be like the 9th of March is the cutoff. So that would still give us enough time if we did give like. Okay, maybe not.
Well, if somebody hands in the absolute showstopper on March 4th, that might be hard.
Yeah.
But if it's all about fixing a few typos, then of course it's easy.
Yeah. Okay. But okay, I will think about this. I would also hear from Jim. But mainly, it would be good to discuss this next interim in 2 weeks. And then we can, if we feel confident that like the changes are not, that 1 week is enough, or 2 weeks, or 10 days.
Okay.
Let me write this down. 19th of February. Decide. Okay.
Interesting keyboard. It sounds like an old mechanical calculator a little bit.
It's the MacBook Pro.
Oh,
Sounds about,
really?
yeah.
But not one from 2019, but an earlier one, right?
Yes.
Yeah, yeah,
The
okay.
2018 one.
They have fixed it. They have fixed it.
Okay. It doesn't bother me. Maybe it bothers you on the
It
microphone,
doesn't really
but
bother me. It's just very funny.
okay. I saw that
Microphones
you
get
answered my
that too, so we hear them.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Francesca.
Sorry. I saw that you answered my review, Carsten.
Yeah. So mostly you need to review the
Yes,
pull
the pull
request thing out of it.
Mhm.
And there is one thing that I've put into another issue because I think it should be discussed in the context of
Mhm.
that issue. And well, the interesting milestone today is that the list of things that I wanted to look at to create new issues is finally empty. So the next step will be getting rid of those issues.
Okay.
And I hope we can get the reviews in place to make that
Mhm.
happen. And
So
the big thing, of course, remains the map issue where I have to spend a little bit more time on.
yeah. From my review, anyway, what I was mostly not concerned, but yeah, I was looking forward to your reply was the first points, those that are not noted as minor editorials. Those don't bother me, and I have suggestions, but you're very free to take it or leave it for just like trying to improve or clarifying some things. But the first three, like, I have to look at.
Okay.
Yeah, and maybe we can go over the points from last interim. So the implementers, you contacted them. I saw some.
Not yet, so I have to continue with that.
Okay.
I really wanted to have this floating point stuff written up,
Mhm.
and Jeffrey's comments have motivated me to do most of it. And 153 and 156, at least some of, no, 160, 153 and 160, I think need to be processed before I can do a big reach out.
Okay.
That's something that implementers always ask about, and
Mhm. Okay.
because
That sounds
people who are working in this space usually are not that familiar with floating point. It's a little bit of a stretch for them to handle this.
okay. And I didn't see, I think, but did Jeffrey reply to you about the update based on his review?
Well, he did approve the pull request,
Okay, I didn't see that. Yeah. Okay.
but he had two comments that actually became the next pull request.
Okay. I didn't see that. I saw
So
the
if
mail that you sent him, but so then you're talking about the new request is 165.
yes, that's essentially trying to react to one of his two comments.
Mhm.
And the other one I had to fix in the process of doing the merge because we already had touched that part, and I just had to change something to bring the pull request back into the master.
Okay.
sequence. So I hope I have fixed that.
Okay. So now we're waiting on Jeffrey's approval of that one. If need be, I think maybe you should contact him. I know that sometimes I miss GitHub notifications. So
Jeffrey usually doesn't because he's installing GitHub things. But yeah, if he doesn't react within a couple of days, then I will
yeah,
ask.
that's good. And you said the duplicate keys text is still to be done.
I really was trying to finish the floating point stuff because that's what
Yeah, of course.
I need to contact the implementers.
Yes. And issue 138, that would have been good if Lawrence reviewed it. Did you get any feedback from him?
Remind me what 138 was.
Closed versus tag content.
Oh, we closed that.
PR 159. So he did he see that or it was merged? So I assume
That was merged, but he didn't actually put in the review that I asked him.
okay. So let's keep this in the note.
Of course, all this text is being worked on in the second round in the current pull request. So
Yeah, I understand. But
takes a number of iterations before you finally get it right.
yes. Okay, and that was everything from last interim. Okay, so the plan now is to close the issues left. In I don't know, any particular order, just
We're probably doing the floating point stuff first, so we can complete this. And there is one fix me in the current pull request that, of course, Paul Hoffman has found a minute ago.
okay.
So that's part of the floating point issue.
Okay. So, but then next interim will be basically the same agenda. So continuing the status update, and hopefully by then I will have reviewed the pull request, and let's see if Lawrence can make it for these other two. But this should be, I don't know. Okay, so let me repost the Etherpad link so that you can see if there's anything else that we want to add.
I don't think we said 26th of February every 2 weeks.
I wrote 26.
So I think we should start on the 12th. Yeah.
Yes, because 26 is 2 weeks after that.
Yes, we said 26th and then whatever that first one in March as well.
It's 3 interims anyway.
Right.
That's good. I will request it right as soon as we close the meeting. I think it's 11th of March, last one. Yes. Perfect.
So, Karsten, do you actually think a shorter last work group, last call will be appropriate or is appropriate?
Well, I mostly wanted to bring up the possibility. Depends a lot on whether we think that the last round of tweaks has been mostly fixing the write-up, or whether we actually think we made changes that are more substantive.
I get what I was asking you. Do you think substantive or that it's editorial?
Well, I think we, excuse me, we have decided to make one substantive change about a year ago when we said the ditch that implementers have created between the integer world and floating point world is wider than we thought. And that's one place where we significantly deviate from JSON, which only has one concept of number. So I think we are pretty far ahead in actually implementing this change. And there's still a little bit of text that needs to be adapted. But the actual decision to separate these very clearly, that was made much longer time ago. So it's not really a new thing that is in the second round. It's just that some of the text wasn't fully adapted at the time we did the first working group call.
So the only other thing I would chip in is everyone's constantly busy and weeks disappear.
Yes.
Last calls, at least in IEEE stuff that I do, are counterproductive because a lot of the people who might have thought something get to it. They go, oh, okay, I don't have to read it until the face-to-face, which is not what you wanted.
Yeah, having a long working group last call has a similar effect because it means people are not going to look at it in the first week, they're going to look at it in the second week. And as a professor, I'm very used to this behavior from students, and I'm sure it's not completely going away when people start their real work. So maybe having a longer time for a working group last call is not always actually helping.
Do you think?
Sorry, Ira, I think I missed your point. Can you repeat what you were saying? I wasn't hearing very well.
My is a short one call has downside. A some of us will be an impossible. I have them in February. They don't have lied with this, but could have. Where I'm not. I'm not going to be. I said that rationale for why. Go ahead, two the comments, and the second might get more readers. And if you have 1 week, people that week will just be blocked out. Next half month that are just already. So I don't know. I want you and Karsten and Jim should. Yes, but I was only bringing the thought you might enable a little more view before the face-to-face longer.
Mm-hmm. Okay, I think I understood you. It was breaking up a lot. I don't know if it's only for me. Karsten, could you hear Ira well, or?
Well, every second word was very good, and the other words were missing.
Okay, so it's not just me.
Sorry, I wasn't near enough to my microphone. The headphones don't repeat to me, so I don't know that I'm dropping out.
But now I can hear you
I'll be
well.
better about that. Okay.
Good. Mhm. Okay, but we will. Yeah, I cannot say right now, but let's talk about this. Also, the next interim, or let's decide then. It depends also, like, if Karsten, you feel like we're close to the working group last call, or we come next interim and it's like, oh, we all still have all these issues to close, then we might have a different discussion then.
Right. So I'm pretty optimistic at the moment because the floating point stuff seems to be 95% done. So that should be out of the way, and we should be able to focus on the other issue. But of course, surprises can always happen.
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, ideally it would be good to have time during the face-to-face to discuss whatever working group last call comments come up. The working group last call is not cannot be done before, then we will have to see then. I mean, yeah, we will see. Actually, the agenda should be about whatever issues are left. And finally progress CDDL, because that was put on a back burner waiting for it to be done.
Right.
So. Okay, that sounds good. Anything else? If not, I think we can close the meeting. I can go ahead and request to schedule the interim.
Great.
And I will talk to you in 2 weeks.
Thank you, Francesca.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks for calling in. Bye.
Bye.